Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, or TSMC, TSM stock in the US, is the world's largest and arguably the most important manufacturer of semiconductors, of chips. They had already announced $65 billion worth of investments in Arizona, where they have 3 chip-making facilities, the first of which went online in the fourth quarter of 2024. TSMC CEO C.C. Wei was at the White House in early March and announced a new additional investment into this Arizona campus. This new investment is $100 billion and will be used to fund 3 new additional facilities, 2 chip packaging facilities, as well as a research and development center. Specifics on what these new facilities will actually do and the timeline for the completion remain to be unseen, but it seems like this $100 billion is being planned to be spent over the course of the next 4 years. So basically through the end of this decade, 2028 to 2029. But what we do know is some of TSMC's top customers, especially those chip designers in the United States like NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, Qualcomm, and Apple, all want domestic supply chain, chips that are made in the United States to support their products that get ultimately deployed in the United States. So this very large investment in US manufacturing is set to get even bigger. It will no doubt support more advanced chips. Perhaps TSMC's upcoming 2-nanometer node will get moved to the US as well in support of these customers. But you might be wondering, where is a $100 billion investment over the course of 4 years? So let's say roughly $25 billion a year. Where will that come from? Much like TSMC's other investments into its fabs around the world, TSMC very much has the ability to self-fund these projects. We're looking at a company that is likely to surpass $100 billion in total sales just in 2025 alone, and growing at a north of 20% year-over-year clip. The company's capital expenditures, or CapEx, that spending on property and equipment, was already running at close to $30 billion last year. And on the fourth quarter 2024 earnings call, management said that CapEx spending is going up to roughly $40 billion in 2025. We're entering a new cycle of elevated spending on property and equipment. So TSMC was likely already planning on deploying this $100 billion somewhere in support of its massive global manufacturing footprint that includes almost $250 billion in gross value of existing property and equipment, or on a net basis, about $100 billion in value of property and equipment. TSMC has the cash to spend, and in years past, they've discussed their need to expand their international footprint beyond just Taiwan. Back in 2022, we discussed these plans for, at the time, what was the 5-year outlook for TSMC's international expansion. And it seems with this new US investment, the pace of that geographic diversification outside of Taiwan and into the US is accelerating through the end of this decade. If you're looking to invest in the coming semiconductor manufacturing boom, TSMC could be a great place to get started on your journey, a great company to learn about if you're interested in learning about how chips are made and how the supply chain works. Check out Chipstock Investors' YouTube channel and our website for more information on how you can learn about the semiconductor industry supply chain, or industry flow.